When you're a guy in this position, you see all types of horrible things in life. You really see the ugly underbelly of life. You see people's betrayals. You see people's real faces. You see the person that people don't show, right? You know, like certain people who attack you or try to abuse you or whatever, they'll show other people in society a different type of face and a different type of personality than the toxic personality they showed you behind closed doors. It's a very brutal world, you know. When you really look at it, when you really take everything into consideration, a lot of us, man, this battle that we go through, it's something that we've been going through for years. It's not a new battle to us. A lot of us are veterans, you know. A lot of us haven't even touched a girl in years. You know, some of us never touched a girl at all, which is brutal. You know, and then you got guys who have deep psychological issues and deep insecurity issues because we don't live a normal life. You know, we live a very particular life. A lot of us are the rejects of society. The person in the family that everybody talks about and shows as an example of what not to become in life. You know, I know a lot of us were called the losers and the failures, but in reality, we're some of the most talented people in the world. We're some of the most brilliant people. But this world is rigged, unfortunately, by the demiurge and his archons and his minions. It doesn't matter where you go in life. There's going to be an invisible wall that you're going to hit, and you're going to have people that's going to approach you and want you to join something that you don't want. But a lot of people never make it there, so a lot of people don't know about it. But is it bad to want to live your dreams, to want to sell your soul? Is it bad when your entire life has been misery and just torturous? When everybody that you loved is gone and passed away? When you never had the warmth of a girl's in your arms, or the warmth of a girl in your bed? You never been on a date with a girl. You never had a girlfriend, and somebody offers you the world. I mean, how could you resist that? Especially if you're in pain, and especially if people are actively trying to harm you. You see, power, man. Power. That's something that a lot of us lack, because power in this world is it comes into the form of money. You know, money is the power of this world, and that's why anybody trying to cope with religion and anything else, if it's not about the money, if it's not about dollars, it doesn't make sense, right? And that's a cold world we live in. But then I noticed that people who have more than me, like you have millionaires, and they'll see somebody struggling, and they don't even lend a hand. Like they don't care. So it's like their heart becomes callous. It's like their heart becomes calculated and cold. It's brutal. Like earlier today, I was at a park or whatever, and you know, there's this homeless guy, you know, and I seen this homeless guy a couple of times or whatever, but he was always cool to me, never on no weird stuff. You know, he was cool, you know, and you know, he was asking for money, and you know, I think he was asking for like $5, right? And everybody just kept passing him by. No one, like, you know, like people just were just treating him like inhuman. Like when you're homeless, like this is something for people that are homeless. Like if you're homeless, you already know how this is. But when people know that you're homeless, they treat you a certain way. Like they can look and just tell by that you don't have a house to go to or an apartment. They treat you a certain way. They look at you a certain way. But if you can dress nice, or you can get yourself like just looking like you fit into society, people treat you a little bit more better. You know, people are just narcissistic and evil as well. But anyway, it was this homeless guy, you know, and like he was asking for money, you know, and you know, had about like $20 or something on me, you know, and I kept seeing this guy, and I was like, you know what? I know, like no one's going to bless him. There's no God coming. Like if I don't, you know, help this guy out, nobody will. So you know, I gave him like $10, and he's like, oh, thank you. He was like appreciative. you know, and like I can feel the like I could feel the man's spirit, his energy just lit up, and that showed me that was real. Meanwhile, everybody else, was just passing up on the guy and not caring about the guy. I'm not rich myself, like I'm homeless myself, you know, but damn, like if I have it and just giving him this money is not going to be, it's not going to be a big burden to me because I got it like that. His life is way more, you know, like chaotic, like he's literally like begging people and people are just walking by and like, so why would I not help? Like that seemed like a natural thing to me, and what seems natural to me because I have the divine spark will seem like not natural to somebody who's evil. Somebody who's evil and wicked, they'll be like, "Why did you do that? Why would you help somebody else out when you can't even help yourself out? When you're homeless yourself? So why are you trying to help somebody else out? Blah 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 blah." It's just like those people are just wicked in heart and wicked in nature, and a lot of them are NPCs and Hylics, and a lot of them are probably created by the Demiurge just to cause strife for people like me. Like life is already bad enough. Life is already a hell, enough. Life already has its turmoils, its struggles, and its depressions and all types of evil crap. So why, when you see somebody that's down and out, why would you add pressure to that person, right? This person has nothing. So if I have some, change in my pocket, why would I not give it? It's just weird. But I guess not everybody's made the same, or not everybody has the same brain, of course. But guys like us in this position, the messed up thing about it is we don't have anybody helping us at all. Instead, we have everybody that targets us. We have everybody that attacks us everywhere we go. That's how I know it's being done by something on a targeted, coordinated basis. Because you can go to another country, you can go to another state, and like the bad mojo just follows you. It's weird. And when it feels like you have something that's evil, that's pretty much haunting you, that's pretty much attacking you, that's pretty much attached itself to you like a parasite, it's a very strange feeling because not a lot of people can relate. Not everybody can relate to having like a parasite that attaches themselves like to them, a spiritual parasite, and it feeds off of your energy. I mean, a lot of people have these spiritual parasites, but it varies from level to level. It varies from person to person. Some parasites are more profound than others, and a lot of us, when we get put in these negative energetic manifestational frequency events in our lives, such as going to your 9 to 5 every day and hearing somebody gossip about you, now you wanted to retaliate and defend yourself. Now you get brought down to that low vibrational frequency, and now you're arguing, and now you're into that mess, and now it just causes a big old thorn to your side, and it just opens up a whole wound, and it just opens up a battle that you just don't want to be a part of. Like that's how this world works. This world works on predatory behavior. This world works on the functionality and the effectiveness of evil. Point blank, period. You can see it in the design of the world. You can put a bird feeder in the backyard and have just bird food and stuff like that. You'll see all these beautiful exotic birds come around, and then they'll start fighting each other, and it's just like, damn, this world is all about artificially created scarcity. There's more than enough money for everybody to be happy. There's more than enough room out there in the United States where we all can have homes. We all can have tiny homes. No one needs to live in mansions. I'll be happy with a 2-story tiny home or a 1-story tiny home. Just a tiny, tiny home, A little mini bathroom, a little kitchen, a little bedroom, you know what I mean? That's all I need, Like some of those tiny homes look nice. But the government doesn't want people to just go to tiny homes because then they'll lose that power in the property in real homes and stuff. And it's just ridiculous. It's like they just want control. They already have total control over us and they want more. It's ridiculous. And I'm just looking at where the world is headed, and it's headed to total destruction, it seems like. And I'm getting sick, just this random sickness, and I rarely get sick. So it's just the demiurge attacking again, right? But like when I see the proliferation of these artificial intelligence systems, it seems good on the surface, or it's like, okay, these systems seem pretty good, but How can something be so good when in real time you see these companies firing people by the thousands? And these are good jobs, jobs like working at Microsoft. A long time ago, I used to want to work at Microsoft. A long time ago, I used to want to work for Xbox. Like I wanted to do that, right? And now seeing Xbox and Google and Facebook and all these companies just laying off their employees by the thousand, and then they're replacing these employees with artificial intelligence. So with artificially constructed minds, and these minds eventually they're going to evolve. Eventually, these minds are going to form some type of hive mind, like the flood, in Halo or something like that. Eventually they're going to realize that humans are this, that, and the third. And I think that's what they're getting at, because when you have a future that takes away everybody's jobs and takes away people's basic ability to fundamentally and essentially collect any type of wealth for themselves, any type of job, and is being replaced by robots. When you have a future like that, then the people who become homeless, you're going to make laws and regulations that says being homeless is a crime. Meanwhile, you created the crime, or you created the criminals by firing all of them from the jobs and replacing them with AI. So you're creating criminals out of thin air. And this is all being done and governed on purpose. It's a new world order. And it's making our lives a living hell. It's bad enough that a lot of us in this position, we're miserable, we're sad, we're lonely, we're unhappy, we're hungry, we're tired, we're poor, we're depressed. We don't like our lives. We don't like where life has brought us. We don't, hell, we don't like a lot of us are at a point in life where we don't even think we deserve nice things. A lot of us feel like, hell, we deserve to be miserable, because that's what life keeps throwing at us. It keeps throwing misery and pain at us. So we start to just accept it. We start to just be like, this is just how life is. And that's not true. There's some people living amazing lives right now, lives you can only dream of, and they never have to go through anything or struggle. Meanwhile, every single day of our life is a struggle. Every day is a battle. Every day is a struggle. Every day is some type of internal torture and some type of torturous event where you got to go through it. It's like playing the Hunger Games every day. Pretty much. It's brutal, man. This reality just gets more relentless. And it's tragic that we don't have a strong brotherhood. We don't have a group of strong people we can rely on for emotional support, for financial support, for any type of support to get us on our feet. A lot of us, bro, we got to get it from the mud. Like a lot of us, when we build a business, it came from our blood, sweat, and tears. We didn't have no handouts. We didn't have nobody helping us or shouting us out or, trying to, put us in position. And it's difficult when you're a guy in this position to try to make yourself a boss, man. It's difficult, bro, because it's like you're dealing with all type of psychological crap. People underestimate the psychological ramifications of being in isolation and infernal devastation. Like after a while, bro, you start to lose faith in yourself when you go years without having a girl and years of having low self-esteem. It starts to take effect, and it starts to really affect your mind and really just brings your confidence down and brings your confidence low. It's brutal, man, that a lot of us have to go through this. We have to go through just being psychologically damaged and psychologically destroyed, when a lot of us really just want to be happy. We want success, we want women, we want cars, we want houses, we want peace, we want freedom, we want good food. We just want just a good life that the people had before us had, that the boomers had. Like America has the wealth. That's the problem. America has the wealth, but America's greatest ally keeps on taking all the wealth and making all the rules and setting the rules and the regulations. It's not good, bro. Like, where's our future? Where's our future? A lot of us were robbed from a future 20 years ago because of, the things we've been through in life. And now we're older. We never got a chance to really become adults and become successful and really be great. And now the future is so bleak that even the guys younger than us, people that are like 18, 19, 20 years old, they feel like there's no future. And when you have the youth that feel like they don't have a future, then what future do you have? They're robbing us of all of our positive emotions and purposely feeding negative emotions towards us. They're purposely putting us in situations where we create negative energy by being sad and miserable and depressed and hopeless. The feeling or the negative energetic manifestational frequency of hopelessness is some of the demiurge's most favorite tasting thing. The demiurge loves that. He loves to feast on your hopelessness. When you feel like you'll never make it, you'll never become successful, you'll never have that girl, you'll never be this, you'll never be that. These beings, they feed off that. They love that type of stuff, man. It's brutal. They really love it though. This world has lost its innocence, if it ever had innocence in the first place. Honestly, just by how this world is formulated and how this world is orchestrated, you can tell that whatever made this, it it didn't really respect life. It can create life because the demiurge can create life, but watch how a Pac-Man frog eats a bird. Watch how a snake can just, attack an animal and swallow it whole. Watch how a scorpion feeds. Watch how all these animals in the ocean and the seas, like a wolf-faced eel or something like that. Like watch how these monstrous creatures that live in the ocean, how they have to attack and devour their prey in order to stay alive. Like that fundamental system is flawed in design if design is supposed to create holy harmony. But if design is supposed to create torture and negative energy frequencies such as loosh, that's a perfect design. How many of us been through things in life that it seemed like it was orchestrated? But that's not an accident. That happened on purpose. And the purpose was so it can try to put me in this vibrational frequency so I can release this energy and so these beings can feed on it and get more powerful. And these beings are extremely deceptive and they're shapeshifters. So they're able to do these things from the shadows and remain hidden. Right? So many people talk about seeing shadow people or seeing like shadow type of figures in their rooms or in the forest. They see these scary type of shadow beings. Some of them are tall and they got red eyes and they can disappear in thin air and stuff. And they're always watching them, like these crazy monitoring spirits are always watching and being evil. Why are they watching us? Why are they trying to break us? Why don't they want us? Why don't they want humanity to reach its full potential? You're telling me an almighty, all-powerful God can do anything and create anything, and this is the world he created? This is his masterpiece? A fallen, evil, destroyed world? And then don't tell me about the Bible. I read the Bible. I know my Bible. I know about the kingdom of heaven. I know about him making a new heaven. I know about all of that, man. I know about the 12 tribes of Israel. I know about that. Trust me. Right? But why didn't this God create the perfect heaven in the first time? And why was there a war in heaven? You got to ask these questions because the Gnostic text, answers a lot of it. All I ever wanted in this life was peace and tranquility and a beautiful girl in my life. So I could roll my Mary Jane to the brain, hit it from the back and make that nanny smack, ride a nice car, eat some good food and be happy. Even right now as I'm making this, my head hurts, but then I can't go to sleep because the pain's throbbing. So it's like, it's just torture. How is that not torture? I'm trying and it's right when I tried to focus on this, I had this brilliant novel idea and I was trying to focus on it. And then, the demiurge is always throwing obstacles and things in my way. We live in such a hostile world and we have to stay strong. We got to keep our head on a swivel. We can't really trust anybody. Most people have it out for us. Most people want us to fail. Most people don't want us to prevail. Most people want us to just be destroyed. And we have to carry on. We have to be strong. But it does get difficult at times to try to maintain and just try to be strong because this world is just, it's designed in such a way to break you. It's designed in such a way to just make you feel worthless and without a purpose. But a lot of us, we do have a purpose and we don't want to be worthless. Like we actually want to become something great in life. But this world, it prioritizes the ignorant. It prioritizes the talentless. It prioritizes those who are willing to succumb to government oppressive systems and formulations. So it's just ridiculous. I want nothing to do with this world. Honestly, I just want a peaceful, tranquil mountain I can live on. I wish, right? But it's so hard to gain the wealth to have peace, man. Like the one thing that can heal your soul, which is peace and tranquility, or at least give your soul a rest, is something that you need a lot of money for. So a lot of people's souls are never at rest because we can't rest because every time you rest, you're not earning a dollar and you always got bills. So it's like, man, it's like they do this on purpose to make us psychologically and emotionally and spiritually drained. In 100 years from now, you're not going to be thinking about money because you're not going to even be in this dimension. But right now, money is the top of your priority list. Money is everything. Money is what we fixate on. And it's not going to be there when you're gone. Brutal.